I'm not sure that this is the best way for the bishop. Maybe you can transport it all the way over to this side of the board to target this this weakness. But you do have that time, you have that luxury. Most likely the game will continue at a slow pace, and it's just about putting piece of squares for power.
And the reason you can do this is because black just can't do anything. And you look at black's bishop, it's disgusting. It's like black is pieced out. Black doesn't really have anywhere to play. And you can try, if you try something on the queen side with pawn push, you can always be locked down by one of white's pawns. And he has got your way actually, so which is correct. I think the 6 pawns here as well. And I mean, you try to win this position by not moving your pawns with white, because by moving pawns you create a different kind of scenario, and you might not need to do that. As again, you mentioned again, so
yeah, I mean, another move that I would love to have played at some point over the next few, over the last few turns actually, for white was to push this pawn forward, but as you mentioned, this F7, maybe your idea is to push E3 or something to open up some lines on this side of the board, and now you no longer have that option. This pawn is in the dark square, and it will be a target for the bishop later on. So yeah, just why commit? You don't need to commit. Black will enjoy this position for the next 20, 30, 40 moves, and just by dropping the bishop back, he's saying, okay, for all the time in the world, to dance around with my lines, this man's jumping back, this man's jumping back, I'm going to stack up levels eventually. And it's also the theory of two weaknesses. Black has some weaknesses on this side of the board. Black also has to stack with the board. So a long time it just feels like black is actually the one side. We've got this rook now, and sending it to 5 with this pawn block, white king. Don't really see what that does. And now you just drop back down, over protect this pawn, and that will force the other direction. So what about you?
No, 22 moves into the game. Is this just plan like all wrong for hands? Did you have the wrong plan?
I think maybe something was right, it's just a little bit of but I think the key that kind of turned it in white's favour was putting a pawn on the square, just locking in his own bishop on the bad diagonal. Yeah, that piece makes the whole position bad. Just feels like the wrong strategy. And that often that happens in chess, right? So you just get a bad opening, commit to a plan, it's the wrong plan, and the consistent brilliant. It's great. This is so ugly for that now. And you don't need to play on this happens.
What you have to sit there, I think you can't really do anything. You can maybe, I suppose you could show David if black tries to any pawn where he's got this b4. But if he pushes either of those pawns, worst case scenario, white can just lock it in, right? And those pawns might just be a bit weaker by pushing them, but they're not doing anything. It's one of those ones where I call it like Lego. Like Lego kits together, and if you push one pawn, the other pawn goes, and you sort of throw blocked formation, like Lego, and then you can just go back to moving your pieces to the best squares. And I think this white has squares that can move his pieces too, but black doesn't. Right? Black doesn't have any good squares. Any way he can improve his pieces. White's got many ways that you can do that on his bit. So I mean, is it enough to win? Perhaps I imagine so, but perhaps to improve it, right?
If it was practice with white pieces, I think we would just write this one off as a win for white.
It's texting you, Simon.
Well, it's text. My phone does it. It's not very professional. It should be turned off. It's giving me ideas and everything that's in practice is like, oh, okay. Just making my phone magnets. So,
we're playing Simon in Miami, you'd be disqualified now with that phone beeping.
Yeah, maybe I should be kicked off the commentary. I'll turn it off.
There's no arbiters in this room, don't worry.
Of course, yeah.
Time for Watch Me Click, the highest rated clicker in WoW. We got the 3,400 rating, Season 2, by only clicking his buttons. And he's streaming this well, or some of it. You can see he only clicks. The best clicker WoW series. So we do some.
What up, fam? How's everybody doing today? Try to be a little earlier than normal. Make sure you tap in that like screen. Get my live out there. Been doing a little studying up on some different stuff to do with the Giants. Recommended by a friend to look at a different angle. He would always talk about, he would talk about paganism and the Greek gods, and I looked into it, and there was some pretty crazy stuff on giants and their lore, so I found some good stuff, good ideas, great content on the history of the Giants and the Olympians. It's insane. How you doing? Good to see you here. Everybody Raptor City, let me know where you're at. I do hold a little Bitcoin, not much. Make sure you guys are tapping that like screen. Yeah, I believe in God. Salt Lake City, Atlanta, Georgia. What's up? What's up? Springport, nice. Lancaster, PA, cool. Utah in the house. Los Angeles, awesome. Covering the world, man. Covering the whole world. Denver, Detroit representing. That's what's up. Atlanta, we're at Luna. Holy crap. McMakiakai Nation. Good to see you here, friend. Good to see you here. India, what's up, India? Luigi 1990, what's happening? How's everybody doing tonight? Pterodactylize, huh? For real. Crazy stuff, man. Basically, this is the story of, I'm going to start off with the Titans versus the Olympians. The origin story of who are supposedly the Greek gods of legend today. But they talk about two different wars with the Giants in this lore, which I found to be very interesting. Not only that is, I noticed this was it. So something always used to bother me about the Fallen. The Fallen being in the Book of Enoch, they fell to earth and bred with the daughters of men, right? And they had these abominations, these giants, right? So I always wondered, you know, because why every time I see a giant does it look completely human? It's, you know what I mean? They look like they're just massive humans. But I've always taken the Fallen as a reptilian. Sorry, I'm at my mom's house. I heard my cat. A reptilian. I had always thought the Fallen were the reptilian race. Okay, basically. Or at least that's what the idea was in the Book of Enoch. The Watchers, they fell to earth, they bred with the daughters of men. So I had always wondered why, if reptilians bred with humans, women, reptilians bred with human women, why didn't some of the giants come out with reptilian traits, right? They always came out just giant. That was the only trait they seemed to pick up from the reptilians. Well, this lore here, this lore, Greek lore, is the only lore or accounts I have ever heard or read that stated that the giants, in fact, had reptilian legs. Okay? And behind me is a picture of said giants with reptilian legs, at least illustration. Check it out. That giant has dinosaur legs. Okay? That's the only count I've ever seen where the giants are represented and do, in fact, have reptilian traits. This isn't the only picture. I found this one as well. Pretty cool. This one here. This is another giant. Reptilian feature. Reptilian legs. And it even said in some of the accounts that they had tails as well, reptilian tails. So I thought, wow, there you go. There's my first connection to the fallen. Yes, absolutely being possibly reptilian. Okay, just a theory that I'm working with. But basically, these abominations to God, they eventually became so powerful that they challenged God and the Olympians. Okay, and there was two different wars. There was the Titans versus the Olympians, which the Titans were supposed to be the original rulers of Earth and the cosmos at the time Zeus was born. Okay, so then the Titans and Zeus have to go to war. This is called the Titan Maki. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit of it, how it went, and kind of just decipher what you think, what you think took place exactly. So it says these wars took place in Thessaly, and were also called the War of the Titans, the Battle of the Titans. Now, when I talk about this and when I read it, don't limit yourself to thinking it's just lore. Don't limit yourself to thinking. Think and relate it to what it could be and mean in real life. Like what beings could have been battling. You know, in time, in ancient times, our human race was really young. So we would look at these battles, these epic battles, and we would make sense of them by dumbing them down to stories. But could they have been ETs? Could they have been super powerful beings of the cosmos that were here and fighting in this war on Earth? It said there's been three great Earth battles. Basically, an evil faction wants the Earth. They want the Earth for its resources and its gold. And they want Gaia for its precious commodities. And that would be supposedly the fallen, the reptilian race. Okay, they want it from the good federation of beings out there that preserve the organisms of which are Earth. Or planets. You know, these planets are considered organisms. They're living, they're breathing, they're even conscious, whether people like to believe it or not. So these great battles take place, and I'm seeing this trend throughout all cultures. The Greek culture, the native culture, English culture, all of it, our culture. They all speak of these great Earth battles that take place in just different forms. So it leads me to just believe that it's possible that these battles were just super intelligent, good, evil factions that went to war, and they are fighting for this Garden of Eden, if you will. Maybe the entire Earth is the Garden of Eden. Maybe Mother Earth is the only planet of its kind in the cosmos. I know there's other planets that support life, but there's something special about Earth that both factions want. They want to protect her, and then the other one wants to take her and just drink her dry of her resources, probably essentially killing the planet. That's probably the goal of the evil faction, or to make it a warring planet that they can use against other planets. It's hard to tell. You know, it's just theories, just spitballing a little bit. But, so the Battle of the Titans of the gods, or just the Titan War. These wars were between the Titans and the older gods, and the Olympians, a newer generation of gods. The Titans ruled Mount Othyris, and the Olympians would rule Mount Olympus. The Titans and the Olympians fought to decide who would rule the universe. In the end, the Olympians, who were led by Zeus, won. There were several poems about it. The one that's most popular is the Agony, and it's said to be written by Hesiod. The Titans and Olympians are mentioned in many other poems, particularly Orpheus. Before the war started, the Titans were in power, and Uranus was in charge of the universe. Uranus made his wife, Gaia, angry because he locked up some of her children. These children were the Cyclopses and the Hecatonkires. He locked them up in Tartarus, which was a prison deep below the earth. Gaia was very mad that Uranus had locked up her children, so she made them a giant weapon and told them to castrate their father, Cronus. Cronus was the only child that would do as his mother would tell him, so Cronus and his mother made a plan to overthrow Uranus. The plan worked, and when Uranus castrated, his blood fell to the earth and the sea. From his blood, several sets of children were born. The Gigantus, or the giants, the Aranus, and the Melee. were all born and made from the blood of Uranus. Aphrodite was born from, it was actually Uranus' blood that fell to the sea. Cronus was with his mother's help, managed to overthrow his father. Okay? But Uranus made a prediction that Cronus would be overthrown by his later sons because Cronus was afraid of losing the kingdom. He made the same mistakes his father did and turned into a terrible, angry king and did lots of horrible things to stay in power. He put his brothers back in prison and ate their children just to keep them from overthrowing him. But Rhea, his wife, managed to fool Cronus and keep one of his children safe. This child's name was Zeus. Okay? Rhea hid him in a cave on an island of Crete, on the island of Crete. Now guys, have we not talked about the island of Crete in the Mediterranean? Being the home of the giants. Being the home of the giants. And if you go look, I'm telling you, go look. Say, this child's name was Zeus. They were reptilian and human born, and they were fast, strong, and they could harness the power of the earth. Okay? So later, with the help of Heracles, who was immortal, and Dionysus, the strongest mortal of heroes of the time, the gods were eventually able to kill the giants. So while the gods were fighting amongst themselves during World War II, they call it, Gaia used this as an opportunity to overthrow the Olympians by reviving the giants. She appeared to be Marie Levesque, a lover of Pluto, and lured the women to Alaska with her daughter Hazel. Now beyond the power of the gods, Gaia